Welcome to the fascinating realm of the Jefferson nickel is a classic of U.S. coinage, offering collectors a rich mix of history, challenge, and hidden value. From early key dates and condition rarities to famous errors and varieties, this long-running series proves that even the most common-looking coins can hold remarkable stories and surprising worth. First coin. The 1947 Jefferson nickel stands as a cornerstone of mid-20th century American numismatics, representing a critical juncture in both the series' history and the nation's post-war economic transition. Its profound appeal to collectors stems not from an astronomical mintage scarcity, but from its legendary status as a condition rarity, a coin notoriously difficult to obtain in pristine, gem-quality states. This specific San Francisco Mint issue is fervently sought after today because it completes the foundational short set of Jefferson nickels, 1930-81964, and presents one of the most formidable challenges within that collection. The market demand for a superlative 1947 is perpetual and intense, driven by advanced collectors who recognize that acquiring a top-tier example is a defining achievement, symbolizing both perseverance and a commitment to quality in the competitive arena of modern numismatics. The historical context of the 1947 nickel is inextricably linked to America's reconversion from a wartime to a peacetime economy. The nickel composition, restored to its pre-war copper-nickel alloy in 1946, after the silver alloy wartime nickels of 1942-1945, was still a strategically important metal. In 1947, the San Francisco Mint, having scaled back its operations after the war's end, produced coins primarily for circulation in the western United States. This issue does not commemorate a specific event or figure beyond the enduring tribute to President Thomas Jefferson. Rather, its significance is embedded in its era. It represents a year of recalibration, a moment when the massive coinage outputs of the war years had ceased, yet the booming baby boom and economic expansion were creating sustained demand for circulating coinage. The mint mark thus signifies a coin struck in a historic mint during a period of national renewal, making it a tangible artifact of everyday American life in the late 1940s. The unique features of the 1947 nickel are defined by Felix Schlag's elegant and enduring design. The obverse features a left-facing profile of Thomas Jefferson, based on the marble bust by Jean Antlin Howdon, with the inscriptions "In God We Trust" to the left, "Liberty," and the date to the right. The reverse presents a meticulous frontal view of Monticello, Jefferson's iconic Virginia estate, with the motto "E+Pluribus above and Monticello below. The coin's physical specifications are standard: a diameter of 21.2, a weight of 5 grams, and a composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel. What makes this coin visually special, particularly in high grades, is the execution of these details on the planchet. In gem mint state conditions, the steps of Monticello are fully defined, the columns show sharp separation, and Jefferson's hair exhibits fine hairline strands. The luster is ideally a brilliant, satiny sheen, often with a slight golden tone inherent to the alloy. The technical perfection of the strike on a well-preserved planchet is the hallmark of its desirability. The rarity of the 1947 Jefferson nickel is almost entirely a function of condition, not outright mintage. With a total production of 24,720,000 pieces, it is not a low mintage coin by the standards of the series. However, its rarity in grades of MS66 and above is legendary. The coins were struck with softer, fully restored post-war alloy on often poorly prepared planchets, resulting in pieces prone to bag marks, abrasions, and weak strikes right from the mint bags. Furthermore, as a workhorse circulation issue, the vast majority entered commerce and were worn down. Consequently, while thousands survive in lower grades, Population reports from grading services like PCGS and NGC reveal a dramatic cliff-face drop in numbers at the pinnacle grades. A fully struck example with impeccable surfaces, minimal contact marks, and vibrant original luster is a genuine numismatic rarity. There are no major die varieties or errors that define this issue. Its scarcity is purely a testament to the survival of quality. The market value for the 1947 S nickel in superior condition reflects its status as a condition census coin. While a circulated example can be acquired for a few dollars, the price escalates exponentially with grade. A specimen in MS-65 might command a price in the low hundreds of dollars. However, in MS-66, the value jumps into the low to mid four-figure range. The pinnacle examples graded MS-67 are exceptionally rare, with auction results historically reaching between $1,000 and $3,000 or more, depending on the quality of the strike, luster, and eye appeal. The value is driven by the fundamental tenet of rarity meeting demand. Every serious collector pursuing a top-tier Jefferson nickel short set requires this coin, and the supply of acceptable pieces is minuscule. This creates a competitive market where premium examples consistently appreciate, often outperforming coins with lower mintages but greater survival in high grade. For collectors, pursuing a high-grade 1947 S nickel requires a disciplined and informed approach. Certification by leading grading services, PCGS or NGC, is non-negotiable. This guarantees authenticity, provides a reliable assessment of condition, and encapsulates the coin for preservation. When evaluating a certified coin, look beyond the numeric grade to the eye appeal. Seek out pieces with bold, complete steps on Monticello, a lack of distracting carbon spots or discoloration, and vibrant, undisturbed original luster. A coin that is well struck and has attractive, natural tunning will command a significant premium over a bland or technically deficient coin with the same grade. Given the prevalence of overgraded or problem coins in the raw market, purchasing an uncertified example for a significant sum is highly inadvisable. Proper storage and handling are paramount to preserving the value of this coin. A certified coin is safest in its grading service holder. For raw coins or long-term storage of slabs, a climate-controlled environment free from humidity fluctuations is essential to prevent oxidation or PVC damage from old vinyl flips. Coins should always be handled by their edges, and even certified coins should be protected from excessive light, dust, and physical shock. Maintaining a record of the coin's provenance, including auction appearances or notable previous owners, can also enhance its long-term desirability and historical footprint. The 1947 S nickel's enduring appeal lies in its perfect storm of numismatic factors. It is a common coin made rare by circumstance, a key component in a beloved collection, and a testament to the post-war era. It appeals not only to Jefferson nickel specialists, but also to collectors of 20th-century type coins who seek a single, superlative example to represent the series. Its challenge is one of preservation, making the hunt for a pristine example a decades-long pursuit for many. It embodies the collector's adage that quality is its own rarity. In conclusion, the 1947 S Jefferson nickel from the San Francisco Mint transcends its face value and modest mintage to occupy a place of honor in American numismatics. Its historical narrative is one of post-war industry. Its design is classic and symbolic of American ideals, and its numismatic significance is defined by an acute scarcity in premium condition. The extreme market values achieved by the finest known specimens are a direct reflection of this scarcity, meeting the unwavering demand from completist collectors. As a centerpiece of the Jefferson short set, a superb 1947 S nickel is not merely a purchase. It is an acquisition that represents a major victory in a collector's journey, a metallic artifact that perfectly encapsulates the intersection of history, artistry, and the relentless pursuit of perfection in the hobby of coin collecting. Next coin. The 1941 Jefferson nickel struck at the Philadelphia Mint. This coin's immense worth stems not from its base year status, but from a singular, extraordinary error, the legendary 1941 P double die reverse, FS801. This variety represents the most dramatic and valuable double die error in the entire Jefferson series, transforming an otherwise common coin into a legendary rarity that commands awe and astronomical prices. Its appeal is multifaceted, captivating error variety specialists, Jefferson nickel completists, and connoisseurs of major U.S. minting mistakes. The market demand for this coin is perpetual and intense, fueled by its status as a trophy piece, an iconic error that defines the upper echelon of the series and is sought by collectors who pursue only the rarest and most historically significant numismatic artifacts. The historical context of the 1941 Jefferson nickel is framed by the looming specter of global war. Minted just months before the attack on Pearl Harbor, these coins were produced during the final year of America's peacetime coinage in the original copper-nickel alloy. The Philadelphia Mint, the main producer, was operating at high capacity, but the nation's focus was increasingly shifting toward military preparedness. This transitional atmosphere is critical to understanding the coin's significance. The double die error occurred because a working die for the reverse, Monticello side, was created from a hub that shifted between impressions, resulting in a master die with overlapping, duplicated images. This flawed die was then used to strike a limited number of coins before the error was detected and corrected. Thus, the 1941 P double die reverse is a fleeting, pre-war numismatic accident, a mistake frozen in time just before the nation's coinage and industry were irrevocably altered by total war. The unique feature of this coin is its stunningly pronounced doubling on the reverse, which is immediately visible to the naked eye and is considered the most spectacular of all Jefferson nickel double dies. The entire reverse design, including the building Monticello, the motto EPLURIBUSUNUM, the denomination 5 cents, and the peripheral lettering, exhibits clear south-southeast doubling. This gives all elements a distinct shadow or ghosted effect. The steps, columns, and central dome of Monticello appear blurred and thickened. On the obverse, the coin displays the standard Felix Schlag design of a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson with "In God We Trust" to the left. The coin's physical specifications are standard: 21.2 in diameter, 5 grams in weight, and composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel. In high-grade conditions, the dramatic doubling is set against a backdrop of brilliant, satiny luster, creating a visually arresting and technically unique specimen. The rarity of the 1941 P double die reverse is absolute and quantifiable. It is estimated that only a few hundred examples escaped the mint, with perhaps a few dozen surviving in collectible condition today. Unlike condition rarities, its scarcity is intrinsic to its very creation as an error. The combination of a low survival rate and decades of circulation has made examples in any condition exceedingly rare. In mint state grades, its rarity is magnified to an extreme degree. The condition is paramount. A heavily worn example is still a 5-figure coin, but an uncirculated specimen is a numismatic treasure of the highest order. Population reports from PCGS and NGC show only a handful of coins graded MS63 and above, with none finer than MS66 known to exist. This extreme scarcity, coupled with its status as the premier variety of the series, creates a nearly insatiable collector demand that far outstrips the microscopic supply. The market value for a genuine 1941 P double die reverse is stratospheric, placing it firmly among the most valuable Jefferson nickels of all time. For a clearly identifiable, authenticated example in lower circulated grades, such as AG to VF, Prices typically begin in the $1,500 to $2,000 range. As the grade improves into the uncirculated spectrum, values escalate dramatically. Examples grading MS-63 have realized prices between $4,000 and $5,000 in recent major auctions. The current auction record for the variety is believed to be for a single PCGS MS-64 specimen, which sold for well over $6,000. These figures are driven by the pure, unadulterated rarity of the variety in any state of preservation, its iconic status, and the fierce competition among a small pool of elite collectors vying for one of the ultimate prizes in the series. Appreciation has been consistently strong, as high-profile appearances at auction are rare events that reaffirm its legendary status. For collectors, the paramount advice is authentication and certification. Due to the coin's immense value, it is a prime target for counterfeits, alterations, and fabricated doubling from tools or lasers. Only examples certified by PCGS or NGC with the specific FS801 or equivalent attribution should be considered. Purchasing a raw example is an extreme financial risk. When examining a certified coin, study the holder's label to confirm the variety attribution. Visually, the doubling should be bold, uniform across the entire reverse design, and show the characteristic south-southeast direction. Be wary of coins described as having minor doubling. The genuine article is unmistakably dramatic. Provenance is also highly important. A coin with a documented history in famous collections or major auctions carries additional confidence and cachet. Proper stewardship of such a valuable numismatic asset is critical. The coin should remain securely in its tamper-evident, sonically sealed grading service holder, which provides optimal protection from environmental damage and physical handling. For display or storage, the slab should be placed in a high-quality, inert plastic box or safe deposit box in a climate-controlled environment. Humidity and temperature stability are key to preventing hazing or deterioration of the coin's surfaces. Insurance for the full retail replacement value is an absolute necessity. Maintaining all relevant paperwork, auction catalogs, and pedigree information will solidify the coin's historical and financial narrative for future generations. The appeal of the 1941 P double die reverse is that of the ultimate numismatic king. It is the variety that every advanced Jefferson nickel collector aspires to own, knowing full well that only a fortunate few ever will. It represents a dramatic minting era from a pivotal year in world history, a coin that is as much a conversation piece as it is a store of value. Its allure crosses specialized boundaries, drawing interest from error collectors, type collectors seeking a single superlative Jefferson nickel, and historians of U.S. minting technology. In conclusion, the 1941 Jefferson nickel, specifically the Philadelphia Mint's double die reverse, occupies a rarefied plateau in American numismatics. Its historical significance as a pre-war error, its unique and visually stunning doubled features, and its profound rarity converge to create a coin of mythic status and commensurate market value. It is not merely a collectible but a landmark specimen, a piece that can define a world-class collection. The extreme prices it commands at auction are a direct reflection of its standing as one of the great U.S. coinage errors of the 20th century. For the collector who secures one, it represents the culmination of a numismatic quest, a permanent trophy embodying the pinnacle of rarity, desire, and historical accident in the long and storied Jefferson nickel series. Next coin. The 1949 D. Jefferson nickel is a numismatic paradox, a coin struck in substantial quantity that ranks among the most challenging and expensive regular-issue pieces in the entire series to obtain in pristine condition. Its formidable reputation and immense value are built entirely upon its legendary status as a condition rarity, making it the undisputed king of the Jefferson nickel short set. 1930-81964. For advanced collectors, this Denver Mint issue represents the single greatest obstacle to completing a top-tier set, a coin whose pursuit can span decades. Its appeal is not rooted in a dramatic error or minuscule mintage, but in the sheer, almost mythical difficulty of finding a specimen that meets the exacting standards of gem quality. The market demand is consistently fervent and highly specialized, driven by a small group of dedicated collectors for whom the 1949D is the ultimate prize, a coin that validates the quality and completeness of an entire collection. Historically, the 1949D nickel was produced during a period of economic stabilization and technological transition at the Denver Mint. The immediate post-war boom was maturing, and the Mint was focusing on efficiency and meeting the circulating coinage needs of a growing nation. This specific issue does not commemorate a specific event. Rather, its significance is intrinsically tied to production challenges unique to that time and place. Numismatic researchers posit that the Denver Mint in 1949 may have been using worn or improperly calibrated dies, older presses, or particularly soft planchets. The result was a coinage run that, while producing over 36 million pieces, yielded an extraordinarily low number of coins with a sharp strike and impeccable surfaces. This makes the 1949D a direct artifact of mid-century minting practice, a tangible result of the everyday pressures of mass production that inadvertently created a numismatic giant. The unique features of the 1949D are best appreciated in the context of its design execution, particularly its flaws. It bears the standard Felix Schlag design. The obverse features the left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson with "In God We Trust" along the left periphery, while the reverse is dominated by a frontal view of Monticello. The coin is 75% copper and 25% nickel, with a diameter of 21.2 and a weight of 5 grams. What makes a high-grade 1949D visually special, and so difficult to find, is the combination of a full, razor-sharp strike and immaculate surfaces. On a true gem, every step of Monticello must be fully defined and separated, the columns sharply outlined, and the details in Jefferson's hair and coat crisply rendered. Simultaneously, the coin must possess vibrant, original satin or semi-reflective luster, completely devoid of the heavy bag marks, gouges, or detracting abrasions that plague the vast majority of survivors. A perfect 1949D is a study in contradiction, a mass-produced item that miraculously escaped the ravages of its own production and subsequent handling. The rarity of the 1949D in gem mint state condition is nothing short of extreme. With a mintage of 36,498,000, it is one of the higher productions in the early Jefferson series. Its rarity is therefore almost entirely a function of survival quality, not survival quantity. The coins were notoriously poorly struck on inferior planchets and then subjected to brutal bagging and distribution processes. Consequently, while hundreds of thousands of circulated examples exist, population reports tell a startling story. Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, population reports show, for instance, that while there are thousands of coins graded MS60 to MS64, the numbers plummet in MS65 and become minuscule in MS66. Coins grading MS67 or higher are virtually non-existent, with only a handful certified at that level across all services. This disparity creates a dramatic supply vacuum at the top of the condition census, fueling intense competition for the few superlative examples known. The market value for the 1949D Jefferson nickel is a direct reflection of its condition rarity. A circulated example can be purchased for under $1. In lower mint state grades, MS60 to MS63, values range from $2,000 to a few $100s. However, at the MS65 level, the price enters the low four-figure range $2,900 to $4,500. In MS-66, values escalate dramatically to between $5,300 and $6,500 depending on eye appeal. The pinnacle examples graded MS-67 have shattered records, with public auction results exceeding $9,000. These astronomical figures are driven solely by the catastrophic scarcity of problem-free, fully struck gems. Every serious registry set competitor and advanced, short set collector requires this coin, creating a classic economic scenario where extreme demand meets minuscule supply. The appreciation trend for certified top pop examples has been consistently and steeply upward, as each new auction establishes a new benchmark for this iconic condition rarity. For collectors, navigating the market for a 1949D requires extreme diligence. Third-party certification by PCGS or NGC is absolutely mandatory. The grading service not only authenticates and grades the coin, but more importantly, verifies that its surfaces are original and unaltered, critical for a coin where value hinges so completely on condition. When evaluating a certified coin, the collector must look beyond the numerical grade to assess eye appeal. Key factors include the completeness of Monticello's steps, all 5 should be distinct, the sharpness of the lettering and peripheral details, and the quality of the luster, which should be vibrant and unbroken by cleaning or hairlines. A coin that is attractive for its grade, showing a bold strike and pleasing original surfaces, will command a significant premium over a dull or mediocre coin with the same technical grade. Avoid any raw coin offered as a high-grade 1949D. The risk of overgrading, cleaning, or subtle impairment is far too great. Proper preservation of this valuable asset is crucial. The coin should remain securely in its sonically sealed grading service holder, which provides a stable microenvironment and proof of integrity. For storage, slabs should be kept in a cool, dry, and dark location, ideally within a safe or safe deposit box. Drastic temperature and humidity fluctuations should be avoided to prevent spotting or tunning shifts. Handling should be minimal, and if the slab must be held, it should be by the edges to avoid transferring oils to the plastic. Ensuring the coin for its full retail replacement value is a fundamental step, given its significant worth. Maintaining a file of the certification details and any auction pedigree adds to its long-term provenance and collectible narrative. The appeal of the 1949D is that of the ultimate connoisseur's challenge. It is a coin that humbles even seasoned collectors. Its pursuit is a test of patience, resources, and numismatic acumen. Unlike a rare error, which is a discrete anomaly, the 1949D's challenge is one of perfection within a flawed process. It appeals to collectors who derive satisfaction from securing the finest possible example of a seemingly ordinary issue, transforming it into the crown jewel of a collection. Its presence in a set immediately signals a commitment to quality that transcends mere completeness. In conclusion, the 1949D Jefferson nickel from the Denver Mint stands as a monumental testament to the concept of condition rarity in modern numismatics. Its historical significance lies in its embodiment of post-war minting fallibility. Its unique feature is its elusive perfection, and its rarity is defined by a survival rate in gem condition that approaches the statistical anomaly. The stratospheric market values achieved by the finest known specimens are a logical outcome of its status as the series' premier condition challenge. To own a superlative 1949D is to own a piece of numismatic legend, a common coin made profoundly uncommon by the relentless passage of time and the harsh realities of mid-century coin production, securing its holder a place among the most discerning collectors of the series. Next coin. The 1963D Jefferson nickel occupies a unique and paradoxical position in American numismatics. It is a modern-era coin whose value is entirely anchored in a single, extraordinary grade-dependent variety known as the full steps designation. Unlike classic rarities defined by low mintage or dramatic errors, the pinnacle of value for this issue is achieved only by specimens that meet the most stringent standards of strike quality and preservation for its specific reverse design. This coin is the ultimate condition census challenge for the late series Jefferson collector, representing the final and most difficult hurdle in assembling a complete, full steps set. Its immense worth and desirability stem from a perfect storm of historical timing, metallurgical change, and the relentless pursuit of perfection among modern registry set competitors, making it one of the most expensive regular-issue nickels of the mid-20th century. The historical context of the 1963 D nickel is one of transition and foreshadowing. Struck at the Denver Mint in the early 1960s, this coin was produced during a period of creeping inflation and rising metal costs that would soon threaten the very existence of the nickel's traditional composition. The year 1963 itself was marked by profound national events, most notably the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, which cast a shadow over all American institutions, including the Mint. While the coin does not directly commemorate this event, it serves as one of the last Jefferson nickels of the early 1960s, Camelot era, a final product of a relatively stable economic period before the coinage crises of the late 1960s and 1970s. Its production, part of a massive mintage of over 276 million pieces, was intended for robust everyday commerce, with little thought given to the numismatic legacy of a few perfectly struck examples. The unique feature that defines the coin's elite value is the intricate detail on the reverse depiction of Monticello. The design, by Felix Schlag, features the iconic frontal view of Thomas Jefferson's estate with a distinctive staircase of 5 or 6 steps, depending on the year and die variety. For a 1963 D nickel to achieve the coveted full steps, FS, designation from grading services like PCGS or NGC, these steps must be fully separated with sharp, horizontal lines, showing no merging or weakness from a soft strike. Additionally, the central portico columns must be distinct, and the entire coin must exhibit exceptional overall detail. This requires a perfect alignment of a sharply engraved die, optimal striking pressure, and a pristine, properly prepared planchet. In gem condition, such a coin will also possess vibrant, original luster, often a brilliant, satiny sheen, completely free of the distracting bag marks or hairlines that plague nearly all other survivors. The rarity of a 1963 D Jefferson nickel with a full MS-67 or higher grade, and the full steps designation is extraordinary. While the overall mintage was enormous, the conditions at the Denver Mint that year did not favor the production of such flawless specimens. Coins were struck for quantity, not quality, on high-speed presses and then bulk-handled in canvas bags, which inflicted numerous contact marks. Furthermore, the alloy itself could produce softer strikes. Consequently, while millions exist in circulated grades and many thousands in lower mint state grades, the population of coins that can simultaneously meet the zenith of numerical grade, MS-67+, and the technical full steps standard is minuscule. Census reports show only a handful of coins have ever been certified as MS-67+ FS, making them far rarer than many classic 19th century coins. This scarcity is not of survival, but of perfection within a mass-produced context. The market value for a standard uncirculated 1963 D nickel is nominal, often less than $1. However, the introduction of the full steps designation creates a staggering value hierarchy. A coin graded MS-66 FS might command a price in the range of $3,000 to $4,500. The leap to MS-67 FS escalates the value dramatically, with public auction results typically falling between $5,200 and $6,000. The absolute pinnacle examples, graded MS-67+ FS, have realized prices in excess of $7,000, with one notable specimen setting a public auction record near $7,900. This market is driven almost exclusively by competitive registry set collectors, individuals vying for the highest-ranked sets on PCGS and NGC leaderboards. For them, acquiring one of the 2 or 3 finest-known 1963 DFS nickels is the only way to secure the top position, creating intense, focused demand for a virtually non-existent supply. For collectors, pursuing a high-grade 1963D full steps nickel requires a strategy centered on expert certification. Only coins certified and designated as full steps by PCGS or NGC should be considered for a serious investment. When evaluating a certified coin, scrutinize the step detail on the reverse under good lighting. The separation must be complete and crisp. Also, examine the coin's overall eye appeal, favoring specimens with brilliant, mark-free fields and attractive, original surfaces. Be extremely wary of raw coins advertised as having full steps, as the designation is subjective and easily misapplied. The difference between a coin with 5½ steps and 6 full steps can be tens of thousands of dollars, making professional authentication paramount. Research the population reports to understand exactly how rare a coin in a given grade truly is. Proper preservation of this high-value modern coin is critical. It should remain securely in its sonically sealed, tamper-evident grading service holder, which protects it from environmental damage and provides a permanent record of its condition and attributes. Storage should be in a stable, climate-controlled environment, away from direct sunlight or high humidity, which could potentially lead to spotting on the nickel's surface. Even within the slab, handling should be minimal and always by the edges of the plastic. Ensuring the coin for its full auction value potential is a necessary step for any owner. Documenting its certification number and any auction pedigree enhances its long-term provenance and collectible story. The appeal of the 1963D full steps nickel is that of the ultimate modern technical challenge. It represents a triumph of connoisseurship, where collectors apply a microscope to a common coin to find the one-in-millions perfectionist specimen. Its allure is not historical narrative or metallic scarcity, but rather the pursuit of an ideal, the perfect strike, perfectly preserved. It is a coin for the specialist who finds profound satisfaction in mastering the most nuanced details of a series, making it a centerpiece of advanced 20th-century numismatics. In conclusion, the 1963D Jefferson nickel achieves its status as one of the most valuable issues in the series through a rigorous, modern definition of rarity based on strike quality and preservation. Its historical context is that of the end of an era. Its unique feature is the meticulously defined, full steps detail, and its rarity is a manufactured scarcity of perfection. The extraordinary market values commanded by the finest examples are a direct function of 21st-century collecting trends, where digital registry competition has created a focused, high-stakes market for conditioned census gems. To own a top-tier 1963D full steps nickel is to own a modern numismatic trophy, a testament to both the exacting standards of today's collectors and the improbable survival of flawless beauty from the realm of mass production.